Hello guys, welcome back. It's a really beautiful day outside, so we popped out for a tiny bit. 1 second. Darn allergies. Whew, if you would hear me, you would think I'm on my last legs. I don't know. Allergy season. And I was having a good conversation with one of you because I had a dream this morning and I think I'm unlocking some stuff. In my dream, I'm in this kind of fast food restaurant in a mall and I'm talking to and very gently like stroking the fur of I think it's a wolf, but it's not a wolf animal, it's like a wolf furry. Like, okay. And it wasn't in a romantic sense. It was like I was trying to talk him through a problem and I was just like going like this on his fur on his cheeks because it seemed to calm him down. And he's listening to me and he's like pretty calm at this point because I have a sense somehow I've been laying beside him even though there's no physical room, but you know how dreams work. And then I get up, and we're sitting there, and it's clear we're friends and we have this really deep, long relationship. One of my very toxic aunties who have actually cut out of my life in real life shows up. And she goes, "I'm so glad I found you." And she's not talking to me. It's like I don't exist because she had this nasty habit of treating me this way. And she's telling him about how horrible her day was because she did this terrible thing to this orphan from Guatemala. I'm not kidding. This is the truth. And shouldn't he feel sorry and compassion for her because she had to do this nasty, terrible thing? She did it out of spite, but shouldn't everyone else feel sorry for her? Because child from Guatemala, poor orphan that she had to do this terrible thing to. I get up and I'm leaving. And because I'm like, okay, I thought he and I were friends and had this close relationship, but she clearly doesn't think I exist. Some things never change, and I get up to leave. And at first, it feels like for a nanosecond, it's like he's walking beside me. But then I know he's still back there trapped with her. But at the same time, all this is going on all at once. As I'm walking away, I have two books in my hands. It's like I can hear her story going on and on and on and getting louder. I'm like, did she leave the restaurant? Is she walking behind me talking? And I want to walk slow and enjoy the mall because I haven't been in a mall for years, literally. At the same time, I'm walking kind of, like I want to run. Crowd of people goes by, knocks my books out of my hand. I go and I grab my books. I'm really angry because how could this crowd of people, they walked directly into me. And the thing was, they could have walked to the left, could have walked to the right. You know how big malls are. It wasn't like I was like right. They actually had to go out of their way to hit me. So I'm angry and I'm humiliated because the aunt did what she always did. She just came in and dominated everything. And no matter how far I'm going away, I'm still hearing her damn conversation in my head. And I'm a little upset because I thought he was my friend. I thought he cared about me. And I wake up from that. I didn't get any conclusion. The only thing I came to is I came to like this corner and I wanted Chick-fil-A. And in the dream, it was one of the first dreams where I haven't had like infinite money, though usually I end up having enough. I wanted Chick-fil-A, but I also wanted stuff at this, like, some kind of sale. And I was like, well, you don't have money for both. And I thought you would have money for both if you just give up the soda. So maybe my brain was having a brain dump and saying, hey, remember soda? You know how bad you want it? And I'm actually finishing up the rest from my friends now, and it's flat. So it's kind of like, I don't know, maybe my brain was just dumping random stuff out because it didn't make any sense. Only thing I can think of is I watched that self-help guru, and I can honestly take her or leave her because her one self-help trait seems to be being loud and pushy. And maybe that just reminded me of how loud and pushy this aunt was, and she's talking about dealing with difficult people, and I have been thinking as she was talking about that aunt, so maybe that's where it came from. But I woke up this morning feeling absolutely guilty. Because I was trying to work on God of the Day last night, even though it was Christmas. Zeus had dropped by. And Zeus kind of spends time with me for a couple hours at a time, and then Zeus is gone like he never existed. And I'm asking Odin or Loki, was that actually Zeus? And I'm never quite sure, because Zeus has that kind of Odin tactic of, yeah, sure, you'll see something, you'll know it was me, and Zeus makes Zeus promises like Odin makes Odin promises, and Odin finally dropped Odin promises. Odin realized that I was getting to the point where no. And then, Loki had been teasing me mercilessly last night when Zeus came in and was singing all sorts of inappropriate things. And this morning he knew I felt really bad. That doesn't say much for God of the Day when I'm like, oh my God, he shut up. This is the God of bad personal choices. Whenever he's around, I make the worst personal choices. In fact, he showed up and I had the great idea. I was like, when I get my refund, I know what I'm getting. Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. And the funny thing was, Zeus had shown up, and right after, I swear to Goddess, this video ad came on about God being in your corner. Not God isn't Zeus. God isn't God, and God's going to turn your life around, everything, glory, hallelujah. Now, of course, this guy wants you to go to church and everything, but it was one of those preachers that get you real fired up. So it was like I had God and Zeus coming in at the same time. Shut up, Loki, shut it. And Loki's just back there like, And of course, I get up this morning and I'm all in the mood to go look for an inappropriate title. I'm like, it's the winter, so I can get something nasty for around 74.99. And hearing how's a laughter bugger. I'm just bored at this point. I know when I'm looking for that, guys, I know you don't want to hear about it, but I know I'm bored. At that point, I'm bored because Loki's pointed it out. He says, you only pick up stuff like that when you're bored. You need to find better stuff to do. And I have enough of it. I really don't need any more. And I know that. And I had found this thing that it was so bad. It was one of those just grab your money titles. And they promised it would be a lot more than it is. And there's a bunch of pissed off reviews below about if this is what the dev thinks that romantic encounters are like, they must be overloaded with romantic encounters on a daily basis because it's just these models walk by you and that's it. I'm like, okay. And these people are spitting tax. It's on sale now for 99 cents. There's absolutely nothing to do. And the God's honest reason I want it, there's an ocean you can go in and there's a pool you can go in. And I'm like, I'm more interested in that because those chicks aren't good looking. They look like the same one by another dev that did a motel. I can't say the title of, but it was a motel. Those chicks are so ugly. Some of them had the hair turned backwards. And it was funny because as I'm thinking of doing that, Oculus had sent me a Christmas card, kind of holiday card yesterday, and they're talking about how sweet it is to use VR with old people. And I'm like, yeah, that would come up. The time I'm feeling like going and looking for naughty titles, something about how wholesome VR is would come up. So I think God's laughing at me. And I was gonna do a God of the Day for Zeus, and I'm like, it's kind of like when your old college buddy shows up. The old college buddy that you did all the inappropriate stuff with, and you have tried to grow older and wiser. And even though Zeus does have an older, wiser aspect we were going to talk about, I can get him to tune into that for about 20 minutes if I'm lucky. He's still my college buddy, and he doesn't really seem to grasp the fact that as humans get older, we can't go do all the stuffs we used to do. No, it's got to be a little unfair to him because Loki and the others get club time and everything else. So I'm sure he doesn't understand why if I will do that, I don't just at the drop of the hat have the energy to run off with Zeus and do all the things we used to. And, there's nothing wrong with having that friend or that god that when you get together, all you're going to do is go out and carouse for a while. There's nothing wrong with that. I made sure Loki knew. Loki's only rule is I don't care what you do or who it's with. Just let me know you're going out. And don't sneak around behind my back. That's like the only thing. So I let Loki know, I let Odin know. And I told Zeus, I said, if we go out and we go carouse, I'm still coming back home. It's not we're going to disappear for 4 months and I'm going to neglect my duties. He looked genuinely surprised. He's like, oh, okay. You've changed. I'm like, yeah, I've kind of settled down. And that was going to be the main thing about the Zeus title. the Zeus God of the Day thing is that the only problem with carousing with gods when you're younger is that eventually you'll settle down with the god that's the one. It means something to you in that goddamn clock, Loki. And you're not going to regret what you did, but you're still, when you find the one, you're going to wish that maybe you didn't have all the adventures you had before. Loki doesn't care. Loki knew. Odin knew. But Loki's like, ah. So, when Zeus comes around, I still have that bad influence on me. Loki and Odin can influence me to do bad things too sometimes, and I don't understand why. Like, they're very bad at a budget, as I've told you guys. You will be down to 10 cents in your bank account, and they'll be like, see, you got money. They're very bad. Odin can be super conservative with money, and you can't spend anything on anything. Or he can be real libertine, and like, I'm trying to fight temptation today to go up and get more soda, to go up and get something after Christmas. All that crap you don't need and you don't have room for it in your house. I have literal cartons, those plastic storage containers of Christmas stuff downstairs. I don't need anymore. I bought a couple Christmas items this year that are going to get packed away within a week, so I don't need to go buy any more of this stuff. It's what we do as a culture. So I know that was kind of inappropriate, but Zeus is, like, for me, the god of inappropriate behavior. He is the god that when he comes around, I can get that god of law and justice because I watched the Seven Wonders and I went to visit the Zeus temple. He can be that, but he can also be the god of bad influence on me too, where we go around and do all this stuff and nothing ever gets accomplished, and it's like, I kind of have three bad male influences in my life right now. Not that Loki's a wonderful god, so is Odin, so is Zeus in his own way, but I don't think as gods sometimes they understand that humans do have limitations, and if you spend all your money, no more money magically appears in your bank account. And you have human things to worry about, like bills and everything. At least I'm aware that I have a bill coming up on the 31st, or a 30th, whichever it is. I said, I would love to go carouse. I would. We can't afford carouse right now. So if you guys like what you see, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you later. Bye-bye.